Hey, I'm Scotty, and in this tutorial I will show you how to sketch a portrait in 3/4 view, going through the fundamentals and then the step-by-step process for beginners. So this is the reference that we're going to be using today, and you can see here that the face is at a slight angle. So it's at 45 degrees to the viewer. So it's right between the front view and the side view. And when I put the red lines here, you can see that big circle in the back of the head, and that's the head without the hair. So you have to consider that when we're sketching the hair shape, that there is that head underneath. And then we have the red line in the middle of the face. You can see that it's off to the left, off center, because that head is turned. And that means that we have a bit of foreshortening on the face. So that means that eye that's a bit further away from the viewer is a bit narrower than the other eye. Also with the mouth, we can see that it's not in center around either side of the nose. It slightly moves to the right. So that corner of the mouth is almost touching that side of the nose. In terms of materials, well, we have a 10 by 7 inch watercolor piece of paper. You don't have to have that size in this tutorial because I'm just going to put the sketch right in the middle, so you can have a different orientation or a different size here. But my sketch is going to be approximately the size of the palm of my hand, so it's not very big. We have a Uniball Eye micro pen, so that's a waterproof fine liner. Well, this is a rollerball pen, but you can have any waterproof pen that you can find, but it's important that it's waterproof. We have a round 10 brush. I have a Uniball Signo pen, which is my white pen for highlights, so there'll be a few highlights in this. A paper towel here for controlling the watercolor, my plain water, and my Winsor & Newton Cotman's watercolor set, which all the colors there I'll put that I'm using. And before we start the sketching process, I'm just going to go through some theory. So this style of sketching is my method of observational sketching, where we're loosely capturing an impression of the person. So it's not perfect or photorealistic, it's just an impression. And as you practice this method, you'll get more and more likeness as you understand the forms and get the details more accurate. And in general, the first step I go through is going through the main shapes you can see here. So looking at those big shapes, we're comparing them, and that's how we quickly sketch someone without loads of construction and learning all the anatomy of a person. And to capture those shapes, I use my measuring method, which is my dot method. So we add dots like these to anchor the sketch and work out where those main shapes go. Then we put the details in. So big shapes, then details. And once again, to put those details in, I've got a dot method for placing those on the face. Then when we go to watercolor, it's a similar idea where we're using the big shapes first. We put the big areas in, and then we go down to the details as well. So I'm going to go through the process now, step by step. If you want the full version without all the cuts, you can find that over on my Patreon membership. The first main shape that I want to sketch is the top of the head. And I always start at the top and make my way down through those main shapes. But for an anchor, I put 2 dots about the width of the head where the eyebrows are. So you can see there where my 2 dots are on the reference, and I put those in the middle of my sketch here. So 1, 2. So this length should be approximately the same length as up here. So now I have a basic layout for that top shape of the head, and I'm just going to give that line the best wiggly, impressionistic, crazy line up to there. See, I'm just sort of peeking up that way, and then coming as a hair there, letting the pen kind of create its own wiggle around like this. So now we have the top of the head, and we want to draw the face shape within that shape. So what I want to do is I want to find the hairline and measure down 3 lengths of the forehead down to get the chin. We have the dot where the eyebrows are, and that's where the top of the head is, and let's go up about 2/3. That's what it looks like on this reference. 1, 2, and we put a little line there. So now, as I said, from that hairline there's 3 equal spaces down to here, but how do you know how long it goes? Well, we already have the eyebrows, so that hairline to where the eyebrows are is 1 of those thirds, and then we come down another third and then another third. So approximately here is where the chin is. So let's go down here. So just draw an angled line down to that point and draw a little curve this way, and we curve down like that. So inward curve and then an outward curve. Here we go, the chin here. We'll draw a nice little round chin for a female like that, and then have that angling down towards that line. It's about there. Put a dot, so that should be about 1/4 of that width, and then angle this hairline down to this point here like that. We have a nice jaw shape. It's down like that. It's almost straight down and curves away, and a bit higher, and that's that neck let's draw this line this way. So that's the back of the neck there, and then the shoulder on the other side. Now we've done those main shapes. Let's get a little bit looser here because we've been drawing quite slowly, and draw that line there, and then we're drawing this shape. We can draw this a little bit quicker and like that. Now I'm happy with those main shapes, but let's move on to the facial features. And once again, we can use my dot method to find out and structure this face, find out where the features go. So from the hairline to the chin, we go down a third and we put 2 dots, and those 2 dots are the gap between the eyebrows. So put a dot there and a dot there. And then we go down another third, which would be halfway between the chin and the brow, so here. And I'm putting them straight underneath. Now the details of the face. We start with the eyebrows and the bottom of the nose. So I'm going to outline these, go up and then back down, and then down a bit. Then the bottom of the nose, that, and then a little line on this side. And this nostril goes up and then down. So the eyes are between the bottom of the nose and the brow, and we come up 2/3, 1, 2. So you can see here my eyes, they're straight up, but then as I turn, I have to actually angle back a little bit like that. So if I go up 2/3, 1, 2, about up to there, then I have to go back to the right a little bit. I have to go across, so this will automatically be that same angle, hopefully. Now this eye on the right, it's almost the same width as the nose, so I'll put a dot there, but the eye on the left is slightly narrower, only slightly. Now the detail in the eyes, dash going up this way, like that. So I'll draw a circle on this one, and then you can put the iris in, the pupil in, right in the middle. And now the mouth. Just like the eyes was 2/3 up from the bottom of the nose, the corners of the mouth are the same. And we go up towards the chin 2/3, 1, 2. I would say it's in line with the side of the iris there. It's in line with the nose, here, like that. And that's that curve there below the nose, but then on this side I draw a straight line down to the corner, and a straight line here, like that, and then a little dashes. So I'm doing this delicately. Now the ear, we can move on to there. The ear is always between the eyebrow and the nose, and just that main outline shape. And then we have 3 lines on the inside. So one here like that, and another one like that. I'm pretty much outlining just those shadowy shapes within the ear. And now we've done the main features and all the main shapes, we can adjust, make some adjustments and add some detail. So I'm going to just adjust where the hair comes down. So I might come a little bit more there. And the neck, I can feel like it should come in a little bit more. And add some of those curls. So with curls, usually I just draw a few hints of the curls, not all the curls. And if I come down like this, I overlap the lines. So I'll show you this one, go down like that, like a little S snake, but then weave back over the top like that. And then here, one going this way, and one maybe going the other way. And then we have the eyelashes. So that's the process of sketching the ink work. We've got the main shapes, we use the dots to construct it, and then with the detail we modified it slightly. So now we're moving on to the watercolor, and once again we use the big shapes first, and then we'll let that dry and then go into some details afterwards. So the first color we're using is burnt sienna, and I've added a lot of water there. So it's mostly water, and I'll just start at the top here and bring that color down, and you can avoid the eyes, bring it down, and then as it goes down past the jawline here, let's add a bit more saturation. So add more burnt sienna in there. The next step is the hair, but we don't want to touch the skin color. So I'm going to start with burnt umber, which is a light brown, the top bit there, see? Because that's where the light's coming from. Now to be extra careful at skin, I'm going to let that dry. So that's bone dry now, use my hairdryer. And in this top section here we had the burnt umber. We had a burnt umber up there. We're going to add Payne's grey. It's really dark down here, so I might do a nice stroke here. And then across here, this section here, really important there, because that's where the light's being stopped by all this hair. So it's a bit of a darker section of the hair. Some more dark hairs there. Now I can get a lighter bit of that dark brown, just a transparent bit, and then put it over the eyebrows. So paint the eyebrows Nice for the eyes, so put that in the eyes where the iris is. And some more details, you can get some rose and on the lips. We can use Payne's Grey again, but this time I'm going to add ultramarine into it. Now starting again here, you don't have to go between the lines, it can be very nice and loose here at the bottom. Your permanent rose, and now let's make it so transparent that it's mostly water. It's always nice to make faces a little bit warm around the middle, and we can also put some on the nose. So now we've done the main colours, I'm going to add in some shadows, and I like to use Purple Lake, and I'm going across top, going into that hair there. And on this side too, we have a shadow on the hair here, which comes across the ear, will come down here around the cheekbone to where the chin is there, on the neck. So around here under the eyebrow, and this nose is coming off to the right a little bit, always a shadow under here. And now to finish it off, if there's some areas which are a little bit plain, you can add some darker spots. So I go back with my colours that I've used before. This is ultramarine and Payne's Grey. Spots in them. Sometimes it helps make it more interesting. Just some little dots there. You can use splatters. I'm a little bit worried about getting splatters on the face, so I won't do too many. Now the last step is to add some highlights. So I have my Uniball Signo pen, and we're looking at the light hitting the face, and I can see on the nose there's a little dot there, so let's add a dot. Then on the lips there's highlights. Can you see those? Just because they're a bit wet and they reflect the light there. And in the hair you can just have a few little sparkles in the hair. See how the hair here winds around, there's a sparkle there. That's nice. So not too many, just a few. So that's how I sketch a portrait in 3/4 view using ink and watercolor. Hope you enjoyed that process. If you like the full version, so you can see all of the process and sketch along with me much more easier, you can check that out on my Patreon membership, where I've got that and I've got the reference and I've got some templates there, so you can easily sketch along with me. Otherwise, there's another tutorial right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.